Honestly, most are a bit dull. Let's be frank, rivers. You've seen one, you've seen them all, right? A long wet thing. Water flows, fish swim maybe. Sometimes it's brown, sometimes it's a bit clearer. Ducks paddle about looking smug. People throw bread at them, which is apparently a terrible idea for the ducks, but who listens to ornithologists anyway? We get it, it's nature. Deep in Colombia, far from the usual tourist traps, lies a river that laughs in the face of ordinary. It's called Cano Cristales. Sounds exotic, doesn't it? It means crystal channel, but that hardly does it justice. This isn't just clear water, my friends. Oh no. This is a river that decided brown, blue, and green were far too mainstream. For a few precious months each year, this waterway explodes into a riot of color. We're talking vibrant reds, yellows, greens, blues, and blacks all at once in the same river. Imagine a painter, perhaps a slightly unhinged one, has tipped all their brightest pots of paint directly into the water, and then, somehow it all works. It's not a muddy mess, it's a living, flowing kaleidoscope. The water itself is incredibly clear, so you see these colors with an almost shocking intensity. It's like someone cranked up the saturation on reality. You stand there, looking at it, and your brain struggles to process what your eyes are telling it. Is this real? Did someone spike my morning coffee? It's properly, gloriously weird. They call it the River of Five Colors, or even the Liquid Rainbow. And for once, the nicknames aren't just marketing fluff. They're an understatement. It's one of those places that makes you feel small, not because of its size, but because of its sheer, unadulterated audacity. Nature showing off, basically. So, you're probably thinking, alright Bourdain, enough with the flowery language, how does this aquatic acid trip actually work? Fair enough, there's a perfectly good, if slightly unusual, scientific explanation. It's not aliens, sadly. Or at least no one's admitting to it. The star of the show is a unique aquatic plant called, rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? This little botanical wonder is what gives the river its astonishing colors. Particularly those vibrant reds and pinks. It's a bit of a diva, this plant. This only thrives under very specific conditions. It needs just the right amount of sunlight, the right water level, and the right kind of ancient, nutrient-poor rock bed, the Guiana Shield to be precise, one of the oldest geological formations on Earth. For much of the year, during the wet season, the river is too deep and fast and the plant doesn't get enough light. Right, so you're sold on the idea of seeing this psychedelic stream. Fantastic. Now let's talk about the journey. Because getting to Cano Cristales isn't exactly a hop, skip, and a jump to your local park. This isn't Disneyland. The river is located in the Serranía de la Macarena National Park, a remote area of Colombia. The nearest town is La Macarena, and getting there is, shall we say, part of the experience. You'll probably start by flying into Bogotá or Medellin. Easy enough. Then, you'll need a smaller flight to La Macarena. These smaller flights are often on propeller planes that look like they've seen a bit of action. Think less luxury jet and more character-building airborne experience. The landing strip at La Macarena might generously be described as rustic, but hey, it adds to the charm, right? Once you're in La Macarena, you're still not quite there. Access to the river itself is controlled, as it should be, to protect this fragile wonder. You'll need a permit, and you'll go with a registered guide. This isn't a place for casual, unchaperoned wandering. The next leg of your journey often involves a boat trip up the Guayabero River. This is actually quite pleasant, a chance to see some local wildlife, monkeys, birds, maybe even a capybara if you're lucky. Then, depending on which part of Cano Cristales you're visiting, there are several access points and different sections to explore. There will be some walking, or as some might call it, hiking. Section 5, La Macarena town, charmingly rough around the edges. So, you've survived the flight, the boat, the trek. Your base of operations will likely be the town of La Macarena. Don't arrive expecting a 5-star resort town. La Macarena is a frontier town, a place that has seen its share of Colombia's complicated history. It's functional, a bit dusty, and undeniably authentic. The streets are a mix of paved and unpaved. The buildings are simple, often brightly painted. There's a certain energy to the place, a feeling that you're somewhere genuinely off the beaten path. It's not polished, but it's real. The locals are generally welcoming, accustomed to the trickle of adventurous travelers who come seeking the Technicolor River. You'll find basic guest houses and small family-run restaurants. The cuisine? Think hearty local fare, sancocho, a thick soup that's a Colombian staple, grilled meats, fried plantains, lots of rice. It's fuel for your explorations, not fine dining, but it's honest food, made with local ingredients. And you'll likely wash it down with a local beer or an aguila, the ubiquitous Colombian lager. Or perhaps a tinto, the small, strong, sweet black coffee that Colombians drink throughout the day. The pace of life here is slow. Section 6. The local greenery, not your Nan's garden center. Beyond the star attraction, the entire Serranía de la Macarena region is a botanical hotspot. This area is unique because it's a meeting point for ecosystems from the Andes, the Amazon, and the Orinoco plains. This convergence creates an incredible biodiversity, and the plant life here is seriously varied. You're not just wandering through any old jungle, this is a place where ancient species have held on, a living library of evolution. It's a botanist's dream, and even for us laypeople it's pretty impressive. As you trek towards Cano Cristales, or explore the surrounding areas, your guide will likely point out all sorts of fascinating flora. You'll see towering trees draped with vines and epiphytes, plants that grow on other plants, like freeloading botanical flatmates. There are orchids of incredible variety, some tiny and delicate, others bold and showy. Section 7. Critters of the Technicolor stream. Expect the unexpectedly odd. Now, I mentioned earlier that the colorful parts of Cano Cristales are pretty barren when it comes to fish, thanks to the nutrient-poor water, but don't let that fool you into thinking the area is devoid of wildlife. The wider Serranía de la Macarena National Park is teeming with critters, some beautiful, some bizarre, and some you'd probably rather not meet in a dark alley, or a dimly lit jungle path for that matter. This is a biodiversity hotspot, remember? So, keep your eyes peeled and your camera ready. On your boat trips along the Guayabero River, you're almost guaranteed to see birds. Lots of them. Kingfishers darting like iridescent jewels, herons stalking majestically through the shallows, hoatzins, strange prehistoric-looking birds with spiky crests and a distinctly musky odor, apparently due to their diet of leaves. You might hear the roar of howler monkeys in the distance, a sound that can be genuinely unnerving if you don't know what it is. Or spot smaller monkeys, like squirrel monkeys or capuchins, leaping through the trees along the riverbanks. Section 8. A history steeped in, well, interesting times. The Serranía de la Macarena, this isolated ancient mountain range that cradles Cano Cristales, hasn't always been a peaceful ecotourism destination. Let's just say its past is as colorful in a different way as the river itself. For many years, this region of Colombia was pretty much off-limits, a no-go zone due to the presence of FARC guerrillas and the general instability that plagued certain rural areas of the country. It was a place more associated with conflict and coca cultivation than with psychedelic riverbeds. Getting here wasn't just a matter of booking a flight and packing your hiking boots, it was, to put it mildly, inadvisable for your average tourist. The Colombian military has since made significant efforts to secure the region, pushing out illegal armed groups and making it safe for visitors to experience its natural wonders. Section 9. So, you fancy a trip to another planet? Almost. Alright, there you have it. Cano Cristales, a river that looks like it was designed by a committee of particularly flamboyant aliens. Or maybe just Mother Nature having a really good day with her paint set. It's remote, it's a bit of a pain to get to, the accommodation is basic, the Wi-Fi is probably terrible, and it's utterly, breathtakingly, mind-bendingly spectacular. It's the kind of place that reminds you why you bother traveling at all. To see things that defy expectation, that jolt you out of your comfortable routine. If you're the sort of traveler who needs 5-star luxury, perfectly chilled champagne on demand, and a gift shop at every turn, then honestly this probably isn't for you. Stick to the well-trodden paths. There's no shame in it. But if you've got a bit of adventure in your soul, a tolerance for the occasionally bumpy ride, and a desire to see something genuinely unique on this increasingly homogenized planet, then Cano Cristales should be high on your list. It's a proper journey, in every sense of the word. Go, see it for yourself. Wade in its ridiculously clear waters, marvel at the doing its colorful thing, listen to the sounds of the jungle,